Okay, we're going to take a quick tour through the garden, third week of July. It's been really warm, mid-90s. A little bit of rain, but basically mostly just a lot of heat. So some crazy things have been going on, but we'll get to that. So tomatoes, we've been getting a lot of tomatoes. Finally, starting to come due. These ones are the 4th of July. These ones here are the early girl. I think we have a couple early girl that we've harvested. There's the 4th of July. That's also the early girl. You can see them turning there. I just actually picked one this morning on the inside. So they're starting to come too. So then some of these 4th of Julys, yeah, still haven't even produced any. Some of them. That one right there is a 4th, and it's got lots of stuff. This one's still green, so that's why it's good to have extra plants. So then with our cucumber, it looks like it's pretty much played out from what I've heard. Once it's done, it's done. It doesn't look like there's anything new on it, so we'll keep going for a little while and see if something happens. Otherwise, it'll be time for it to move on. Our banana squash here is still massively incredible. It's now gone up here, over there. This vine's gone over there. So you can see that the big one there is ginormous. But the crazy thing is now, one of the ones that was, I'm not kidding you, 2 inches a few days ago is now 12 inches long and 3 or 4 inches in diameter. Just tremendous. So anyway, it's still going tremendously strong, but yeah, so it's a crazy vine. Zucchini, it's been doing well. Had a few. There's one I think on there right now, so it's been producing a bit. Looking good. Said more of that banana squash forming. And on the back side, again you can see the big banana coming around here. Bees in there right now doing its magic. And the patty pan, you can see there's one growing over there, the sunburst. This thing, we had a big windstorm and it was blown over, like this was all flopped out, so I picked it up, put it back over there, but it's kind of doing its thing. But this one's looking a little yellow, and the fruit that was on it is kind of turning orangish, so I'm not sure if, yeah, it looks more like a pumpkin there. Not sure what's going to happen with that one, but we'll see. The let's see what's next. The butternut here is doing okay. Hasn't really done a whole lot, but it's got flowers and little fruit ovary there, so hopefully it'll do its thing. The there we go. There's the honeydew. I knew I saw one of those guys producing the other day, so that is fabulous. I think actually this honeydew has came up over here into the butternuts area. That's what was confusing me. I saw those little flowers, I recognized them, but they are getting in each other's grill there. Anyway, next is our other squash here. What do we got? These are our yellow crookneck. I think we got 1 or 2 from this week. Our volunteer potato still alive. And now we start our really bad news. This all yellow plant here is our acorn squash, and our acorn squash, that one fruit's still there, but there are these bugs that I found under the leaves. Where are they at now? All over the place, and I don't know what kind of bugs they are, but they're gray. There's a ton of them, and they're everywhere. So I'm guessing there's some sort of squash bug, because they're all over the squash. And there's tons of little baby, tons of them all over the place. I found them on some of the other squash too, so I don't know. We'll have to look into that, see what we can do. But watermelon, the one that's there, going good. This one's starting to form. So, sweet. Then You can see here, yellowing leaves all over the place. And then, sure enough, usually when I turned over the leaves, there's one of the guys right there. So, there's one of the bigger suckers. So, I don't know what they are, but I'll have to look and see if there's something I can do about them. Or if those squash are just toast. So, this one, it looks like they have, I saw one of them on there too. One of the butternut vines is not doing so hot, all yellowing. So we'll have to look into that. It's so crazy what changes can happen so quickly in the garden here. The other watermelon just has its first fruit, so that part's cool. And over on the back side, oh yes, you can see Mr. Pumpkin Vine here. Pumpkin Vine is going crazy. The zucchini's still just doing its thing, not taking a whole lot of room, and doing pretty well. The pumpkin has gone crazy. This one is up like 3 feet, and then it's probably 4 feet over, and then 2 feet up, and then 1 foot out. So I need to push it back that way. It's been really thriving, and then you can see a little pumpkin female flower there. Hopefully that'll turn into some pumpkins. I haven't seen any fertilized ones yet, so we'll see. And there's some yellowing going on down here. I'm not sure what that's about, but hopefully that'll be okay. There's several vines there for the pumpkin. So anyway, our tomatoes on the back are doing pretty good too. Same thing with the 4th of July and the early girl starting to come. You can actually see there's a little, what's this? Not sure which variety that is, but there's a little one there. We got a whole bunch of little tiny ones this week. Oh, you can see here one of our Roma type tomatoes is starting to turn. So we got a lot of them like that size. They're like cherry tomato size. Last time we picked them a couple days ago, we had about 10 of them, and about 6 of them were that size. It's kind of crazy. We didn't plant any cherry tomatoes, but they're just really tiny. It's these 4th of July ones, I think. But anyway, banana pepper here is starting to actually spit out another banana pepper after not putting any out for a while. And here's our others. You can see we got some Romas getting nice and fat and juicy. And it'll just be a while. And still, unfortunately, nothing on the big rainbow. So it looks like that big rainbow is might be a big dud, but oh well. So the east box here with the corn, that's the craziest part. I swear to God, it went in 2 days. It grew like a foot. It's insane. So the onions are starting to come up. We'll probably pull up some of those. Basil's getting big. Started to pinch that off. Potatoes and stuff. The carrots are good. This guy's starting to get out of control a bit. Running all over the cilantro, kind of shading it, so I'm going to have to cut it back a bit. It's gotten really stringy and rangy with this stuff. I don't know why. It's supposed to be able to tolerate the heat. I don't know if it's tolerate the regular heat, but not the 90-degree weather we've having. I don't know. That thing is a complete monster. That was the one, if you remember, that was the original of the 4-pack. That were all of these 4 were planted there, and that's the one that I left, and it has become a monster. The biggest problem being that it's not a monster in a good way with all the nice leaves. It's that stringy, flowery stuff or whatever. And it is everywhere. I've been throwing it up there, but basically it's covering almost half the box of this giant box. It's got to go. But other things are looking good. The soybeans have come up pretty tall. That's looking nice. I've had a lot of problems with a lot of the peppers have coming up. We see the discoloration there and that. You can probably find one over here that's got the ulcers. Those ones look good. There's a spot on it there. Let's show you, definitely there's more of them over there we can see. Not sure what's going on with it, but almost every single bell pepper plant has it, and it's kind of becoming quite an issue. The corn, there's our corn that we planted a couple weeks ago, about 8 to 10 inches, and this corn has just gone crazy. It's starting to it got its tassels in there. I don't know. I hope it's not going to tassel like the other corn did soon, because there are no ears on any of this corn. So I really hope that this stuff is actually going to produce some ears and make some food instead of just producing a lot of green growth. But we'll have to see. Anyway, onions are good. Yeah, this guy, I mean, just look at it. It's just a monster. It's got to go. Anyway, yeah, so that's that. And then let's see, the other box we can see has been growing a lot. This guy, once again, it's got some good leaves on it, but then this part just needs to be trimmed back. Okras doing okay. Peppers, like I say, banana peppers, we need to pick some of those. We've been getting some eggplant, several of them. You can see there, they're in their tiny phase there. You can get some. There's probably some that we could pick today. Here's another, well, not a good example. That, we'll get to that. Let's see, we've had some of the, our first Black Beauty eggplant is in the house. We just picked it yesterday, sitting in there. Those are the globe-shaped ones. Pretty cool. Haven't tried it yet, but it's sitting in there waiting. Our snow peas have started to completely pull back. I'm guessing they've reached their limit and they're done. So we've got to, I guess they'll just hang out there until they're all dead, or pull them out. But they're so intertwined with the beans, probably won't want to damage them. But basically, I got a few, last week, and looks like that's going to be pretty much it. But like I said, for planning out a season like I did, it did a pretty good job. So anywho, the beans are starting to grow pretty good now. They're getting up to about 5 feet or so. Hopefully we'll see some of them soon. Jalapenos are still all staying pretty tiny. They're growing, they're just not growing really long. I don't know if that's how they are, if that's this variety or what, but they're not. One weird thing about these banana peppers on this one here, I don't know if it's because I haven't been picking them regularly, but there's a bunch of these little squiggly looking ones up at the top now, a ton of little ones. And this one is all red, and I think that's probably because I didn't pick it and it got overripe. I'm not sure. There's a Black Beauty right in there. And banana peppers. Oh, got some okra. Here's our other bell peppers. Starting to form nicely. This plant doesn't look that hot. It's getting shaded by everybody else. And so these ones are starting to turn. I'm hoping these ones are, well, I'm guessing it was an orange pepper, but see, there's the big sore there, thin wall and stuff. One of them, I actually, even you could see through it, totally broke through, and you could see the inside. So it happens so much on here. They get those just holes in the wall like that, then it'll grow. And so I don't know what's going on with it, but I guess we'll figure it out. So here's a good jalapeno. All right. Anyway, so this week we've got banana peppers, some eggplant of both types now, and some tomatoes finally. We'll be having those for quite a while. More squash, a little bit of everything. Still haven't started look for the carrots and the onion and stuff yet, but it's looking good. The corn is fantastically tall. Just hope that it can actually produce some ears. We'll see. We'll have to look into the squash and see what's going on there. But anyway, that's it for this week. Thanks for watching.